intro. Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to talk about all of the wonderful books that I read in April. This is a very comfortable setting. I've got my coffee, candle, books. I just hope the lighting is okay. We also have Pluto providing us with some background noises and perhaps some squeaks. No squeaks? Okay, that's fine. I am very happy to report that we did actually find a 5-star read this month.
Which is fantastic.
This has honestly been a far better reading month than I anticipated, so here we go. This is going to be great. I'm going to kind of mix up the order a little bit just to keep things entertained because we know the order that I read the books in and we want to spice things up a little bit. So to start off with, we are going to talk about The Path of Pain and Ruin by Joel Glover. This was a pleasant surprise. I have rated this a 3.75 and this guy knows how to write an atmospheric setting. You are very much missing winter right now, the rain, then you should read this. It is a good little book. I did mention in my spring reading blog that I would love this book if it was 500 pages long and if each day was really drawn out. I found the plot a little bit difficult to follow because it was so short. However, I do think this guy has really great potential, so if you want to check out an indie author, then read this by all means. Sadly, we also, as well as finding a 5-star this month, we also had the first DNF of 2024. Which is sad, but you know what, it's gonna happen. You can't prevent these things. I might zoom you in a little bit because I want to make sure these clips look good. Stay okay, I think that's better. So, next book we can talk about is Flawed by Cecelia Ahern. I rated this a 3.75. Let me just double check. Yeah, 3.75. To be honest, I was kind of disappointed with this. The more I think about it, the more disappointed I am, because this had the potential to be a really good book. And it is, don't get me wrong, it is a good book and you should read it. I definitely think you should read it. But the ending was just underwhelming because it's a sequel. I think there could have been a couple things changed so that this had more of like a wow feature at the end, but it leaves a lot left unsaid and unanswered, which means that you have to read the sequel if you do actually want to get the answers that are posed at the beginning of the book. So yeah, this was a 3.75 stars. I might buy the sequel, I might not, I haven't made up my mind yet. An audiobook that I listened to that was I rated that a 3.5. I think I should probably rate that higher. Yeah, I'm gonna rate it higher. I'm gonna give it a 4-star because it really kept me entertained and I wanted to go back to the story. I always wanted to go back to the story, so in my mind that has to be a 4-star. Yeah, The Rebound by Leanne Slade. Really good. It had some spice scenes in which I was like, I don't really want that, but the overall premise of the plot was very sweet and it's very much based around a young woman realising who she is without what was her partner. So I suppose it's quite empowering. It is really nice and it's a lovely girly rom-com read and it's got a really nice variety of characters and the character development is also really good. It was a little bit longer than I expected it to be, but not in a bad way. It was good. And now we have The Familiar by, how did I forget this author's name? Goodness me. The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. This was an amazing time. I am, changing that. Honestly, I think it's basically every single person that reads books after they've sat on their thoughts for a little bit, they change their rating. This is a 4.5 stars. This would have been a 5 stars if the magic system was explained more with the science that they mentioned, but there was literally 2 small mentions of it, maybe in total like 2 sentences, and for it to be a 5 star, I would have loved for a 1-page explanation of how it worked. But the plot in this was brilliant. The romance was wow. It was wow. It was so lovely and meaningful, and the ending really surprised me. So this could have been a 5 stars, but only down to my personal preference it wasn't. But I think this is absolutely worth a read. I did say that if you prefer Ninth House or Hellbent of Leigh Bardugo's writings, then this might not be for you because it does not have those aspects. However, if you love the feeling of Shadow and Bone and Six of Crows, you should read this. That's my personal opinion. I think some people won't agree with that, but either way, I don't think it's going to be a disappointing read for you, so please check it out. And the 5-star read that we had was A Little Murder by Suzette Ahern. That was brilliant. If you love the feel of an Agatha Christie book, you need to read this. The only downside I had was that it was just maybe a tad too long than it needed to be, but that's a personal preference because at the end of the day, the story did not let me down. At the end, I was surprised, and it takes, I don't want to sound cocky or anything when I say this, but when it comes to who did it books, I can very much guess who it is the majority of the time, but this, didn't see it coming, and I love that. I absolutely love it. Pluto, come here. This way, come around here. Hello. I know. Doggy feet. I know I love you too. Can you just sit down for a minute? I've nearly finished. Sit. Good boy. He's just gonna sit there while we finish. Yeah, 5-star read, and I found out it is part of a series, so I'm really excited about that. I want to buy the series. I hope you don't mind the toe taps, that's just part of having a dog when you have a wooden floor. It was great. I am going to buy the series. You should check it out if you love Agatha Christie books, because it was great. It had that old world feeling as well, which was, I think, is perfect for this time of year. Despite the fact that it's raining outside, it is spring. So when the summer days come out, it will be a really enjoyable series to read, and I am looking forward to that, to getting the series, reading it in the sun, and yeah, it was perfect. It was a great way to finish off my reading month, and I'm really glad that I finished my spring reading vlog when I did to finish that book, because it really threw me into the story and I've loved it so far. The only other update I have is that I've started this. So far so good. I am really enjoying it. I'm hoping to read a little bit more today. I'm only like 10 pages in, so I really don't have an update for you other than the fact that so far I'm very much enjoying the story and I can't wait to go back into that world. So that was my April wrap up, all the books I read in April. I am going to do a May TBR, but it's going to be very short because of the video I have coming next, so that will be explained. Please keep your eye out for my next video, and if you've watched this all the way to the end, you know the gist. I love you so much, and for those of you that comment on my videos, like it, and for those of you that subscribe from this, you're amazing, and I can't wait to get to know all of you. Yeah, so thank you so much. I love you lots, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye. Today we are going to talk about all of the... Did I just give away a spoiler? I don't think so. A 1-page exclamation, not exclamation.